So that's why New York will never die, because there'll always be something old or something new that's just like the best in the world.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Word up. Welcome to episode 7 of the Urban Sports Insider Podcast. Here today with Mike Saes, founder of Bridgerunners and the Bridge the Gap movement, and all the other running crews you see around New York and all around the world. Following suit, it's an honor and a pleasure to have him in the studio today. Thanks for listening. Mike Saes, what up?
What up, Star?
What's going on?
I'm excited to be lucky number 7. Yeah,
I thought about that. I was like, number 7, that's serendipitous. I like that from Mike Saes. So, you know, as I said, founder of Bridgerunners and the movement, really. But for people that don't know, who's Mike Saes in a nutshell?
Mike Saes is I've titled myself the struggling entrepreneur.
I like it.
But I'm also like a triple OG, just because I'm a true Yorker, so I've been here forever. So I've done a bunch of things that don't exist anymore, like selling fireworks on Canal Street,
right,
for a decade or so, or things like that. So
yeah, kind
of a old school kind of cat.
Yeah, and the entrepreneur thing is definitely dope and important to mention. Just so many people, including myself, just trying to start their own thing and maybe feel like they don't fit in the regular office or 9-to-5 structure necessarily, or just maybe want to start something. And you've been doing it and grinding for a long time, and always sort of found a way to eat off your own work, which is really dope. I mean, that takes a lot of work in this city. So have you ever had a 9-to-5?
A 9-to-5 a.m.
What was the last time you clocked in somewhere?
I've never clocked in.
That's
I
dope.
had a job before, though.
Mm-hmm.
I worked at Angelica, the health food market.
Where's that?
It used to be on 8th Street between 1st and 2nd.
Okay.
I was back in 1979, 78.
Ooh,
I used to scoop the beans.
Scoop the beans, like
scoop the beans in Angelica,
the loose, like bulk
just put
foods.
them around. The metal scooper.
Yeah.
Put them in a pound bag.
That makes sense. I mean, you've been on the healthy eating tip for a long time. Your mom is a chef and probably had you eating pretty healthy for a while, right?
Rice
or growing
cakes,
up. Yeah.
Peanut butter and honey. And my mother, it's like she cooks for like Buddhist monks now.
Wow.
Like, she was living up in Woodstock, so she got into that.
All the hippie vibes.
Preparing yak for the monks and
wow.
stuff like that.
Crazy.
So, but the family cooks. I cook as well. But I did that for like 2 days, and I worked on a movie set once, and it was like the Cone Dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was like in '87 maybe.
In terms of doing things your own way, one of the quotes that you said to me always, I never forgot. I had come from a talk by Jeff Staple at Soho House, and he just had me motivated. And I was like, Mike, I saw this talk, Jeff Staple, and he was saying, if you're not moving forward, then you're moving backwards. And you looked at me for a second, and you were like, yeah, but a guy like me might move sideways though.
Yeah.
So always beat of your own drum. So back to the running though, like every group has like its own vibe, its own position to play, whether it be holding down Uptown Brooklyn, holding it down for the girls. What's Bridgerunner's position and what's the vibe?
I feel like, and at least for a few years now, that like our job is to bridge runners. So we're kind of like, even though we're the first crew and we're probably the illest because we decided to run 10 miles just because, it's a nice breeze out. Even though we do crazy stuff like that, we're still like, just show up. You don't have to, pick a color or, a number between 1 and 100 or a favorite song to get in the crew.
Yeah.
You could just show up and run with us. And I think what our main job is to connect like crews with crews or runners with crews, or like, okay, yeah, run with us on Wednesday, but run with them on Monday and run with them on Thursday, and different. So kind of, I don't look at us as a crew as in a competitive sense. I look at us as more as like kind of the architects,
Yeah.
creating the blueprint for other crews to come about, because it's kind of at least my vision was always, hundreds, thousands of crews. I was always like, there's bridges everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just, what will the crews be like? They're not all going to be called bridge runners, like.
Yeah.
So, but I knew that the crew movement would have to exist beyond New York, even back in, when I first started with Nike back in like 2005 or so. I was like, this is a lot bigger than Chinatown in Williamsburg, which is what we were doing.
Yeah.
So.
Dope. And it feels like, to me, and I'm sure to a lot of people, it feels like home base. Bridge Runner feels like home base. Like, no matter, you might move to another city, you might run with some other people, scheduling things get in the way or whatever it is, but it just feels like you can always come back home and run with Bridge if you need to, or if you want to, or,
Yeah, we have a really cool, like, open door,
Yeah.
revolving door. You don't show
Yeah.
up for 6 months. Thomas just ran with us for the first time in a while and did a 10-miler with us. He hasn't run in a few months, so
What was the 10-miler about?
it was nice out. I want to run Queensbridge because we're running Williamsburg next week.
Yeah.
Shorty's got to do 6, so.
Yeah.
And then it was the half this weekend. So
Yeah.
I asked them if they wanted to run a half, and they said no, but double-digit Wednesdays are always nice.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of BTG people,
Dope.
Rotterdam Rebels, and a girl from Cyprus ran with us, and so I want to show them Queensbridge and
Yeah.
Pulaski. So, but that's the kind of thing, is like we're always super, like, I wouldn't say unstructured, but we definitely go with the breeze, or that's what we were in search of last night. And
Yeah.
if it's raining, maybe we'll go this way because there's an underpass. And if
Yeah.
somebody's from London that wants to run the Brooklyn Bridge, and so kind of open to suggestions
Just
up until
fluid.
the minute that we actually
Take off.
hit the pavement.
Yeah. Or even during the run, probably.
Yeah, if we hear something or see something or smell something, we could change course. But I think that's what our crew is kind of all about. Just kind of like, all right, we'll figure it out. Like,
Yeah.
we'll end up somewhere, or like how we ended up in the Speed Project. That was kind of like unplanned and
That was really
not
cool.
really prepared for.
Yeah. I've heard you say, too, that, you almost rather keep it underground. And not that Bridge Runners per se is underground, but it almost feels like, it keeps a little bit of an underground vibe, no matter how big it gets.
Well, been rebels, since 2003, so we're always playing in traffic and going against the status quo. I think the biking is really where it all stems from, because when we're biking, I'm rarely the leader. There's always somebody that's going to be like, yo, here's the empanada spot, or here's
Right.
the taco spot in Queens, or whatever it is. Somebody that whoever has information, worthy information, becomes a leader. And I try to do the same thing with running. Running, we sort of have more of a destination, but biking too. Like, all right, we're going to go to Alabama Spumoni's today, or we're going to go for tacos and Rockaway, something like that. So or jerk chicken. So like,
Yeah.
there's a destination, and then it's about, okay, how are we getting there? What's the best way? And so with Bridge Rollers, there's always a bunch of leaders, which is cool.
Well, I mean, I tell people all the time, biking as well, but it's so interesting how much of the city I've seen on foot through running. And I mean, that sort of style of exploration and that attitude and mindset, when I'm out for a run and say, you know what, I'm going to go this way, comes from running with Bridge. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think that we kind of try to train people to be their own kind of explorers, and like, so they could start their own crews. We always try
Yeah.
to like, nurture new crews and give them direction, but we always want like, people that especially that aren't close to the city and can't make it every Wednesday. If they live in a certain hood where they need a crew, then the more the merrier.
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the way
yeah.
I see it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? As long as there's never going to be another founder or founding crew or anything like that. So it's not like we have to worry about getting credit or anything. It's like it's already history.
Yeah.
But to me, it's about not just like being the first. It's about being in the front of the trails. Just sort of making the roots, like what direction is the movement going, because now it's not just cool kids running with frozen margaritas at midnight. It's
right. It's something that everybody knows about now. Before it was really underground, where only 5-10 guys even knew about this. But now that everybody knows,
or 5-10 girls,
right.
That's always been my favorite thing about running. Is always like the only dudes that are like faster than the super fast girls, or like the super fast dudes. It's always like this kind of equal footing with the chicks that run with us. They're always like, when I know I'm running fast when I'm flanked by two women on my left and the right, because they're always in the front. So that's that's like my favorite thing of what it. If I could say what one thing has running in general done or is to humanity in general, is just equal footing for guys and gals.
All right, so I wanted to do like a little bit of I've never done this before, but I wanted to do a little bit of a lightning round, where I say words or phrases, and you say the first thing that comes to your head. It can be it can be a short thing, it can be a short answer, it can be one word, or whatever comes to your head. All right, ready?
Yes.
Better than me.
My kids.
I can do better.
We all can.
Absolutely. Best pizza in New York.
Still Patsy's. Original.
Patsy's original.
Yeah.
Best way to get faster.
Oh yeah, squad speed. There you go.
Squad speed. What's that?
Yeah, that's going to be our Thursdays with Roman, our Russian coach. He's going to be getting us faster.
Okay.
Squad speed.
Rolling.
Yeah, it's like my favorite things. We're going to start doing it Mondays. So like Munchie Mondays, rolling. Get the crew back together. But rolling is like, it's my favorite thing. You know why? It's just, and I know this isn't lightning, but when you're biking, you could sprint and recover.
Yeah.
That's, like
yeah.
When you're running, you can't really and then you eat, and then so it's that rolling that's the best. Let me change it to a premium, Roland premium.
Rolling premium and rolling. Manhattan.
My home.
Boston.
Wet.
How many times have you read
it? This year.
Was
it was
first?
on the fuck it list, so I'm glad it's done. But I want to do better. I had the excuse of the weather, but I wanted to do better than I did. I wanted to get in the 330s, at least a 339. And I did like a 355 or 6 or something.
You gonna do it again?
Possibly, but it's already scratched off the list. I mean, I'm definitely going to do a 3:30 marathon at some point. So that's for sure.
Word.
Or in the 3:30s. But will it be Boston? I don't know. But Boston was great. A great experience.
Yeah.
Challenge.
It was definitely wet, though.
It was definitely wet. Yeah, it was wet.
Fasting.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So like, if I eat at 2 in the morning, I won't eat till 2 in the afternoon, and often I don't eat till like 5 or 6 because I'm just too busy.
Yeah.
In the evening, so I take the 12-hour break in between meals. The Master Cleanse I enjoy. I was like known as the Master Cleanse Master. I've gone like 28 days
I remember
times and 13 days is regular, but my secret is the cayenne pepper pill and not drinking it. And then eventually I kind of did my own thing where I would get the power pumps from the juice bar in Houston for breakfast.
Yeah.
And, if I was ever like out of fuel, I'd end up getting like a black and white milkshake at 3 in the morning because I didn't have any lemonade on me. So I kind of created this thing because something about like...
I like this cleanse.
parasites and dairy don't mix. So a friend of mine did a goat milk cleanse.
Oh wow.
So I was like, oh, if I have milkshake,